Welcome to beautiful Switzerland. Been here for 4 days now, came to visit Nate, who you guys have seen in other videos, and you'll see later today. It was the perfect opportunity to travel with some of my best friends, come back to Europe, and see some amazing countries I've never seen before. Gotten some amazing drone shots. It's always cool to be flying the drone, and then you look around and you've got a bunch of people behind your shoulder just watching and seeing the place that they either live or they're visiting too. Doing this trip made me realize I have to give you guys this video. Y'all, traveling is an absolute must, and in this video, I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why you have to travel to 10x your life. At the very end, I'll give you some tips on how to travel better, how to enjoy your trips more, how to budget, and a ton of other things, so stay tuned. Let's get into it. Reason number 1 is adaptation. Traveling to new countries or even new cities in your country forces you to adapt. Right now, as we speak, Aaron is trying to convert yen to francs, some random new currency. We have no idea what it is. He's adapting to find us a place to sleep. Yesterday, we went on this amazing hike. Several of us almost died. We had to adapt to get down. Traveling forces you to see new angles and figure things out just from the point that you leave your own country or city to the point where you run out of money or food, finding places to sleep, finding ways to communicate with people. You have to adapt, and you learn new things about yourself as you go. As you travel, you're put into new situations that you never even thought about. And part of being successful in business, in fitness, in life is being able to see circumstances that nobody would ever think of. Points of failure that could get you past where everybody else fails. There's a culture that's totally different from the United States here. Places aren't open all day. You can't just go to the store. It's hard to communicate with people. You have to find places to cook, places to eat. Every single one of those things has forced us to adapt and work together, which makes us better people overall. If none of us were able to adapt yesterday, we would not have made it down the mountain. We would not be enjoying our time together, and we wouldn't be able to eat or sleep or just survive through this trip. If you can adapt while you travel, if you can learn how to communicate with other people, if you can learn how to think on the fly and make bad situations better, you can transfer all of those skills into business, into fitness challenges, into any relationship, everything you do in life. Number 2 is perspective. Traveling the world or even other cities in your country gives you perspective that you can't get in your hometown. You get to see how other people live. You get to see what you do and don't like about where you currently are. Maybe things that you'd want to do differently. Maybe things that you really like about the way that you live, because other countries and other cities in your country are going to do things totally different than the way you do. Being in a place like Switzerland, it's really easy to see how different life is, but you can still communicate with people. And then you can take it to the extreme of going to different countries where you can't communicate and life is totally different. You can see what you really need in life, some of the necessities that maybe you have that give you comfort that you really don't need, and then really appreciate the things that you do have that other countries can't give you. Another adaptation, full day of filming, but now it's pouring rain, so we gotta figure out what to do. There's 5 of us on this trip, and I think we all have a new perspective on how the world lives and just how we could be enjoying our lives more. Because there are 5 of us on this trip, brings me to number 3. With more people and a new environment brings new ideas. So whether you're traveling by yourself or with 5 other dudes, you get new ideas. No matter what we've done, one of these guys has found something stupid to do, like break into a hotel hot tub or stay in a campsite for free. Honestly, this trip has been awesome, but if you're just traveling alone, in every other country you go to, you'll find new ideas. People bring business ideas from the United States over to Europe and vice versa all the time. So Dr. Nate Dogg and I were just talking about the ability to travel if you have money. And new ideas come from traveling anywhere. If you're broke and you're stuck in a city and you have big dreams, you can do things to get other places for free for a day, to take a train, to take a bus, to grab a bike, and just go explore something outside of the place that you're in to get new ideas and see what's out there. It's not only about getting new ideas for business or just seeing how other people live, but getting new ideas for your life and seeing what's possible. Nate Dogg here has absolutely crushed it. He's a doctor, he's got multiple degrees. He's moved here to Zurich after his family moved to the United States from Vietnam. And he travels as much as he can because it keeps things fresh and it gives him new opportunities. And that's exactly why I'm here. So don't let money be an excuse. We've done so many things in one of the most expensive countries in the world, Switzerland, for almost no money. I think over the last 4 days, I've maybe spent $500, and that includes random drinks and coffee and good food and just whatever we decided we needed, which is an amazing budget for 4 days in Switzerland. Now, a change of perspective and new ideas bring me to number 4, which is education. So in terms of education, we had no idea the naked zone existed. But when you're on a trip like this, you can learn more about the people that you travel with, all kinds of other stuff. We're gonna spend a few minutes in the naked zone, hit some sauna, guess, do some feet massage.
That's better. I can't feel much. After the world's hardest hike.
We did. The world's hardest hike. World's hardest hike, and then this is how you recover. 6,000 feet of elevation, 10 miles of hiking after a train that took us 3,000 feet up. Very little water, we were very unprepared. That's a whole different thing. Amazing drone footage. Almost chopped off a finger. We're gonna go do some naked zone recovery. We'll see you in a minute. Completely refreshed. That was amazing. They had a sauna, they had a cold plunge, and we just stumbled on it. Didn't even think that was possible. But you learn things as you travel. There's no better education than traveling. You can't get a better education anywhere until you're immersed in culture and you learn about new languages and new people, what people appreciate. And it allows you to learn more about your friends, more about the people you travel with, and more about yourself. You can learn how the rest of the world does business and what other cultures and countries appreciate. And then it allows you to decide what you appreciate and what you really want out of your life. So Nate Dogg here said one of the biggest things he's learned being in a different country is just what really matters. Again, you figure out when you get to different countries how you can live and how little the things that we invest in our time into every day, like social media. You learn things that you can carry on through your life and help other people with. You learn how other cultures interact, and you might find the love of your life or just a business or venture that you want to invest the rest of your life in. And that brings me to number 5, building and strengthening relationships. Some of the best relationships and best experiences I've had have been doing trips like this. Nate here is one of my best friends. We met in college, and then we've done the craziest things together.
Yeah, there's always a little project, little ideas, and next thing you know, we booked a flight, and sometimes, our loved ones will worry about us, but at the end of the day, we're having fun, we're living good. By the time we get 60, we'll look back, we'll remember all this stuff.
Our relationship gets better every time, and the people we're with, we're closer than we could have imagined. Here come the rest of the guys now. Those are the 5 reasons that traveling will 10x your life. Now I'm gonna get with some of these guys that travel all the time, all over the world, and give you some tips on the best ways to travel. What's up guys? Editing Devin here. The audio failed in Switzerland, and so now here are your 5 tips. I just want to point out that the guys I'm traveling with are all running multi-6 and 7-figure businesses, and we met tons of people that had no money at all. Now, I say that just to make the point that you can travel whether you have no money or you have incredible responsibilities, and it's just as important either way. Tip number 1 is for me. If you're going to use a credit card, use a travel credit card. You can get free perks, free upgrades, free flights, and even companion passes where someone can fly with you for free. I got my round trip flight to and from Switzerland for free, and it saved me over $1,200. Now, I really don't recommend using credit cards at all, but if you're smart with them and you know you're going to pay them off, then you might as well get the points for using them. Tip number 2 is from Steven. He runs a massive online business, and his tip is to travel light. He just started bouncing around the world earlier this year, and he packs as little as possible. A 1-month trip fit into a backpack for him, and he says you can buy what you need anywhere you go. As long as you have the very, very basic necessities, you're good. My guy Carlos is also running a multi-7-figure business where he has to be in person, and every year he finds at least a month to go travel. His tip is to find a way to travel. His favorite trips have been to South America, and he's met tons of people that have helped his business, improved his relationships, and just helped him make more money. Nate, of course, as you saw earlier, says to spend money where it matters. He's frugal year-round no matter how much money he makes, and he always spends as much as he wants when he travels with family and friends. He says it's important to travel the world and spend what you want to get fully immersed and really see what matters to you in life. And finally, we have Aaron. Aaron is the CEO of his company, and he travels as much as possible. His advice was probably the most important to me, and it was to travel alone. Plan your trips and the most important parts of your trips by yourself, or at most with one other person. That way you can move around and you can meet up with important friends and family and do things with them, but still get the most important parts of your trip for you. I absolutely love this trip, traveling with these guys, and I wouldn't have changed hardly anything. But traveling with 5 people means that we all have different ideas of what we should do and what we really want. Everything from food to where we sleep to the major sites that we might not be able to get to see again for many years. So if you plan your own trip, you can meet up with people where you don't have as much to do, and it just makes the memories you create so much more fun and less stressful. Thanks guys for watching. Here's some of the most amazing footage from the 10-hour hike we did through the Alps. Go get some shit done. Never rest.
I have one though.
It's brutal.
Oh,